Hey everyone. Well, I'm sitting in my lovely hotel room out here in North Carolina for work this week. So figured we'd do that other video that I was talking about. So I've been pondering how I wanted to do this because I don't want to be like completely hating on somebody for what was going on. But so I kind of turned up and I figured, hey, let's do it as a discussion. We all have our rules that we've all heard over the years or how we feel about certain situations. And, I started trying to piece together just to see what other people thought about it, on the internet looking for other rules. But this past weekend for Fayette, got out there to my spot early. There's only one out there. Me and the gentleman who took first were basically fishing the same group of fish. He was about 50 yards away from me, so I didn't have any issues with him being there. I didn't have really any issues with any of the kayakers at all, though they were a big part of the discussion too. But about 9 o'clock comes up, and I'm already on just good fish. I'm getting constantly bit. I have my marker buoy out there, which, I mean, I know how I throw my marker buoy, and I'm pretty sure all y'all throw it the same way. When you guys throw a marker buoy out, you guys throw it off 10, 15 feet off the side. You don't just put it right down and smack on the bottom of your fish because you don't want to disturb them. You don't want to spook them. So my marker buoy is about 15 feet to the north of right where those fish are. Well, I have a boat come in with three gentlemen, and they basically park it around 20, 25 feet, maybe 30 feet away from my marker buoy, and then drop anchor. You know, that pissed me off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But they all went to the front of the boat. They were using live bait. They were using multiple rods, and all the rods went out towards the front. So I was like, all right, I can deal with that. I can cast towards the back of the boat, still hit my group of fish. I can live with this. I mean, it's Fayette, it's tight quarters. That's how it's going to be. But I still was a little ticked at the fact is they just parked it right there. I mean, it was clear, clear that, hey, there's a buoy there. That's where I'm fishing. And really where they parked it at, it was almost kind of the angle that I was getting the most bites on too, because I was running down a drop face. And if I run down straight on that edge, I got more bites than if I was coming off the face straight down. But that's another part of it. So I kept fishing, made a couple other casts, ended up hooking into another decent fish from there. And there was a younger kid out of the three. The other two were older gentlemen. Reeled in a rod and then just casted it right over my marker buoy, past my marker buoy. So at that point, basically my whole area just got shot. And I know the kid knows he did wrong because as soon as he made that cast, he just looked straight at me. So I was like, okay, that sent me almost over the edge, and I should have said something, but I didn't. I just try to keep somewhat cool, but that was hard to do. I kept fishing there, caught a couple extra ones, but I wasn't catching the main school that I watched. Well, it was also that day I was trying out a new battery, a lighter battery, because I've been carrying around a 50-pound battery for my depth finder, my lights, and my power pole. So that battery, the new battery, died on me. So I went all the way back up to the boat ramp, got a new battery, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to try the points that I've had some good luck on out there. And the first point right there at the ramp, I mean, there's probably 50 kayakers, 30 bass boats all spread out, probably no further than 20, 30 feet from each other all throughout this point, which I thought is a madhouse. I mean, that's just, I've never seen so many people concentrated in one area trying to fish. It was nuts. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going back to the intake. Went back there. That boat wasn't there anymore. He moved off to another spot in the intake. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start doing my turns. Started looking for the group. Found that same spot again. Found the fish. Threw out my marker buoy. Sat there and was fishing for a couple of minutes, and then the next thing I know, they picked up their anchor and they came right back over to my buoy again and dropped anchor. So at this point, I'm completely out of the game. I'm just not even paying attention to how I'm fishing or the bites anymore. I'm just completely upset, pissed off. That's basically what it was. So I guess what my thing I want to try doing is having a discussion, because even at one point I had 3 people casting at my marker buoy. And me growing up with my grandfather, being a big guy who took me out on a boat fishing when I was a kid, that was like a cardinal sin. You never cast at someone's marker buoy. So that's where I want to start this. What is your guys's? Let's hear it in discussion. What is your guys's etiquette rules for fishing out of a kayak, fishing out of a bass boat? Because I know, as in the kayak community, we got some people, and I've seen it, that has really not followed rules or know the rules in the first place, cutting off people. I mean, me personally, I'm thinking if someone's, outside of 50 yards and not casting my direction, that's fine with me. Because, I mean, you look at these smaller lakes, these power plant lakes, Decker, Fayette, with these bigger tournaments, you're always going to be fishing behind somebody. You're always going to be fishing in front of somebody. There's just no way around it. The target zones are not that great. It's going to happen. But just to have somebody park it like they did, I completely see that as, just bad bad etiquette. I mean, so I want to hear what you guys think. I mean, what is a proper distance? Looking online, I saw a lot of things written up by some bass pros, and one of them was talking about 200 yards. I'm like, man, if I had 200 yards when I go fishing, I'd be feeling like there's nobody around me at all, which would be awesome. But you can hardly ever expect that. So that's why I thought always the 50. The 50 is good for me. I want to know what you guys think. What's a good distance for you? Marker buoy, same thing. Do you guys feel that's a cardinal sin to be casting at somebody else's marker buoy, or did you guys kind of feel that there's a little bit of play there that you can, as long as that guy's on the other side of the marker buoy and you're on one side, you guys can cast the same buoy? I'm not a fan of that, but I mean, I want to hear what you guys think. I know in we as kayakers, and I mean, I own a bass boat too, but I rather fish out of the kayak. But we have a view of the bass boats, not that they don't pay attention to us. They don't give a damn. They're like, we don't care what they're doing. That's they just push us out. But at the same point, I heard some dock talk there when we were there Saturday fishing a tournament, and there was guys that was like, oh, these guys never give us the right of way. These guys just do what the hell they want, talking about the kayakers. So the same views on both sides for us group is fishing. So we all got to work together on whatever our etiquette is. That's why, I figure that's how we go with this. We talk about what we should expect from each other while we're on the water. So leave it down in the comments. Let's get it going. Let's hear what everybody's got to say. I mean, like I said, I think 50 yards is pretty good, as long as you're not casting at me at 50. And then my marking buoy should be off limits in my eyes. If I spend the time to track the fish, find the fish, and I put a marker out there, you shouldn't be casting at it. I'm sorry. But I know I lost some money on this tournament because I was a half inch out from fourth, inch out from third. So that's $1,000 there. And I was 2.5 inches out from first. So I'm pretty sure I could at least caught one more fish that could have got me into third place, maybe in the second. I could have caught two. It would have easily got me in the first. But at the same point, the guy who took first was right there with me fishing the same group. So he had the same issue. So he may have caught some bigger bag at that point too, and had a better lead going into the end. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think. You guys got your own pet peeves on the water? Let's hear about them. Let's discuss about it. Let's talk about it. All right, well, like always, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.